Hey guys!
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Hypotheticals. We've got a very special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself, Emily?
Yes, I'm Emily. I am Jerome's girlfriend, who is your brother.
Indeed.
And lived here for the whole of the first lockdown, so...
that was a good time. That was
Yeah.
a really good time.
Well and truly part of the family at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were around yesterday and we wanted to do a fun episode of Hypotheticals today, and we thought Emily is very good at hypotheticals and would be a great addition for today. So we've got quite an interesting list for you guys. Yeah.
I just like my outfit because Jeremy told me I had to put this scarf on differently because before I looked like I had no hair.
Should have fully bowled. Also, you have to bear in mind with my hay fever, I will be randomly sneezing. That's just this time of year for me. So yeah, we thought we'd start off with quite a fun one. So I don't know if you guys saw there was a Friends reunion recently. We haven't seen it.
No, I really want to watch
We'll watch it tonight.
Although I think it's going to be disappointing. I've got high expectations.
It'll be a bit forced, I think, after so much time.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not looking forward to it, but I will watch it.
Yeah, but I think we'll be curious. But we thought,
even though I'm not Friends,
I love it.
Controversial opinion, but I'm not really a Friends fan again.
I love it. I'm hearing a lot of those opinions now, and it's like it's not even that funny.
I think it's an edgy thing to say. It's just the best version of
I
don't think so. I
can watch
I
it.
don't sit there and laugh.
There is a How I Met Your Mother rivalry, but I
I
don't
love
think it's a
How I Met
good
Your Mother.
rivalry.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I can watch Friends on repeat and laugh every single episode.
It's just good. It's just good acting. It's
Low standards.
But yeah, so we decided to do a shag, marry, kill with the boys and girls of Friends. So, if you guys want to start with the three boys?
You go first. Special guest.
I think I would shag Joey, and then it would depend on what season of Ross we're talking about, because I could potentially marry Ross in the later seasons. So I'm going to go shag Joey, marry Ross, kill Chandler. What do you think, Louise?
I would disagree with that, and I would.
Controversial.
Yeah, shag Joey, marry Chandler, and kill Ross because I hate Ross.
I do think Ross has
He
so
was
much value in
so
the series, though.
Irritating. What's Chandler's job?
Transponder.
Obviously.
What?
That's what. Oh, she doesn't get it.
It's a reference.
It's a reference to Friends.
It's like an ads.
It's like advertising exec or something.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good job.
But their jobs are so little part. Well, I guess like
some of them
I need
are.
someone to
part of
provide.
their like personality, but not part of their action.
Rachel then all of a sudden goes from being really useless and like a daddy's girl to like some huge fashion with her own office and everything. So not realistic. But
I'd say no spoilers, but like if you haven't seen all of Friends now, what are you doing?
Yeah, true. If you haven't seen, well, I've not seen every episode, but I've seen basically every episode.
I remember on TV it used to just be like on all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. You couldn't miss it.
there's
I've
not
not watched
there's
it
not one
consecutively.
episode that I've not seen. I guess maybe that you probably will. There'll be like one episode in each season that you'll not have seen.
Yeah, maybe
I
I
think I've seen
it.
all.
Yeah, if you've not specifically tried to watch them all. I feel like I accidentally watched them all just for like watching what was on.
Yeah, and they're like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm rewatching How I Met Your Mother right now, so like
I hate
after that.
Just
No.
finish the Friends of episodes you haven't seen. You have the luxury of fresh eyes. Enjoy that.
Okay.
Okay, so the
Your
girls. Who did you kill? You killed
I
Ross.
killed
I
right?
killed Chandler.
Chandler.
I think I find him
would-
too annoying.
Would shag Rachel, kill Phoebe, marry Monica.
Oh no.
I feel like Monica would be like a more productive partner, but be very annoying.
I couldn't stand her.
Phoebe's so annoying though.
I would kill Phoebe.
I think Phoebe's quite funny though, but she's very annoying.
She's weird.
Actually, when she's with Matt.
Yeah, okay,
Matt?
I say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Is it Matt?
She's too like
Oh my
forced,
God, what's
edgy
his
all the
name?
time.
Mike. Yeah.
Was it not Matt?
No, it's Mike.
No, Mike.
Mike.
I
when
do
she's
love
with
Mike.
Yeah, I really like
I like Mike more than Phoebe.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep saying to that. Yeah, shag Rachel, kill Phoebe, marry Monica.
I think I'd marry Rachel and shag Monica.
Yeah, same. No, Rachel's too prissy actually.
Oh no, I don't think she is in the later series. I think she kind of
Yeah, she's supposed to have an arc with her. Yeah, I think it's close. I just think.
What would you do for the men?
What do I do for the men? I would marry Ross.
You would.
And I'd shag Chandler because I don't want STDs.
Ooh, adding another layer.
Just saying. Cool. So the next question is, this was quite like a big one to unpack. I asked this yesterday and I thought I'd save it for today. Right, so basically, the question is, would you get rid of basically all what you define like urban culture to be? So like the music that goes with it, any like drugs, music, like fashion, anything that you would consider urban culture, to get rid of like violent crime, but like gang related violent crime. So by the way, we're not saying like one is the same, but yeah. Would you guys do that? I would I'll start off like, I think definitely. I think.
What did you say violent crime was?
Violent crime is like gang crime, anything like. So obviously there's a crime like
violent crime can be non-gang related.
So I'd say either specifically in gangs or kind of because of gangs. So like gang initiations.
So gang related, right? Violent crime.
Yeah, like trafficking, anything. Like obviously like attacks, mugging, anything like that. It doesn't have like high operational gang stuff. Just like anything that's sort of you consider like inner city violence. For any of the like creativity we get out of that struggle. So like, yeah, fashion culture.
I think this is a strange question, but I would say yeah. There's too many caveats that you need to add there.
I think a lot of people wouldn't say yeah, which is
I'd keep the culture and stick with the violent crime.
But there's
I'm evil.
But is it because you're not ever really affected by the crime?
Yes.
I think
there's
too many.
It's romanticised. It's like
there's too many specifics that you need to add to it to be able to really answer the question properly. I think because it's yes, but only if this, or no, but assuming this.
Yeah.
It makes it really
Sorry,
hard to
is
answer.
child trafficking involved in that?
Yeah, I mean you've got the county lines kids.
No, but like the whole of child trafficking.
Yeah, that's run
in
by
the whole
gangs.
world.
That's run by gangs.
In global world.
Global world.
Yeah, is this global world right now? Or are we just okay?
Yeah, gang. Yeah, okay.
Let's
do the world. Gang violence was like Chicago to London to Buenos Aires.
And then like let's say you got all the like militant armed groups in like Rwanda, for example. Do they count as violent?
Oh, now we're getting existential here.
That's what I mean. It's
the police again. No, I'm talking about like illegal gangs for illegal stuff that we like to celebrate.
But if it armed group
stuff we like celebrate like fashion. And
okay, yeah, sorry, yeah, no, but like there's stuff around.
But is an armed
promoting
group
like drugs and violence.
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
is
in
an
music.
armed group?
No. So like
an armed group doesn't count as a violent.
No, so not that's illegal. That's a legal group, isn't it?
No, like.
So not like laws and
militant groups who are going around like
no, so like was it inner city urban?
Yeah, the Hamas count as a
violent inner city urban. But I like you going. I like you going with the like definition of a gang. But I'd say no, like inner city.
Well, so just like
violence.
fuck the whole of everyone else who doesn't live in a city.
Which is not part of this question.
Okay.
So you don't rap
there's a
about
lot of
Hamas, right?
part of this
You don't
question.
really like rap songs or fashion about like that's inspired by Hamas culture.
Yeah, true. No.
Not that I know. I don't know.
But
they're actually pretty cool.
Pretty edgy. The kids on the block.
no. Okay. But with the child trafficking thing, what's that saying?
It's not anything to do with this question. Oh, sorry, like county lines and stuff. Anything to do with like gangs, yeah. But if it's like, yeah, I'd say gangs are involved. Gangs do child trafficking, right?
I think it's probably quite specific to each case. I don't know.
I don't really know
I mean,
much
if you've
about.
seen Seaspiracy, gangs also do fish trafficking. So like, they're really open for hire, to be honest.
Okay, maybe we'd all just live. I don't know.
Really?
Yes, fine.
Because can't you get like romantic, edgy culture from like things that aren't violent crime?
I have something to say, but I can't say it.
Say it,
because it's illegal.
Oh, okay. But so what? You feel that people should have the freedom to have drugs which are only taken currently through those streams.
Yes, because some people like drugs, and
Yeah, I agree.
Some people like to not be stabbed on the road, though. You know, like
yeah,
pros and cons.
Yeah. But
and that's the only thing that violent crime is conducive to helping.
the drug trade.
But is it? But are we saying that's anywhere near on the seesaw of being leveling up? Like
No, probably get rid of violent
recreation.
crime. To be fair,
So get rid of.
It's a hard one that you think because like some people would be like, oh, obviously violent crime. Some people are like, oh, I'm so in love with like if you, for example, really immersed in.
I love
the
Dave.
culture.
Dave just goes away after this.
Dave goes away, but so does like. I'm not gonna say. I was about to say something really raw there. So does like gang violence that ruins people's lives. So does like acid in people's face. You know.
I think it's maybe a fair trade-off. Because you get people, not being involved in the gangs, getting caught up in it, unknowingly or unwillingly.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of, it's not, they're not actively involving themselves.
Yeah, and then all these little kids are getting educated instead of.
I think
being
it's people
gangs.
like us that, not like us specifically, people like in our kind of situations that think it's cool and sexy. Like people who are in gangs that do it because they have to do it. Like I saw this guy rapping the other day and he was basically saying like, we do it because otherwise we die or we're in gangs. I don't think they want to be. I mean, they do it a little
Yeah,
bit.
like
Some of them do.
Well,
Yeah.
whose song
They
is
wanna
that
get
where
out
he's
of it.
talking about how his song is helping him get out of jail? Like his song helps him get out of jail.
As in what, it's raising money that will.
Yeah, and like now he's got a good life.
Yeah, so like
he's rapping about his life.
I think like rapping, being in gangs is.
But
like,
you could just create different
the
music.
reduced options that you have in that situation.
Yeah.
R&B, that's got nothing to do with gangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well.
sorry, what?
Well,
Well, nothing.
no. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, like Chris Brown.
it's more,
actually
it's
like
more
R&B.
romantic to do
Yeah.
than like violence.
Like
But sometimes it's
hoes.
violence. Hoes prostitutes. Okay.
Hoes.
They're organised
No.
illegal activity. It's not violent, but
Well, what if I go out? with
Sorry,
my friends and
no.
organised
If we're
activity
doing
and I-
organised legal activity, then
organised
we're
legal
talking
activity.
then we're talking
No,
about our groups
organised-
and Hamas and all that.
okay, fine. We'll leave the prostitutes out of
we
it.
need to be specific.
But I feel like
Although there is OnlyFans these days, so like
What?
options.
We're talking about OnlyFans and you
Don't
just
have
talked
to.
about Hamas.
No, not Hamas prostitution. I don't. Hamas might have OnlyFans. I don't think they would. But,
Hamas specific.
We're not giving Hamas that in this conversation.
True.
So yes, a tense one. I mean, if anyone has any extra thoughts on that, we'd have to hear. Cool. So next question. Right. So we've written. Okay. Cool. So would you rather be in a situation where you're like super early on in your life, you have the person you're always going to be with, so like
let's
12.
go for 15. Well,
Well, like just as soon as
12 is too early because
Well,
you're like, that's
you'll-
you just finished primary school. You'd be like, bye. You wouldn't even know.
you know, so then you know them your whole life, but it becomes like that kind of relationship.
When you're in a relationship frame of mind, so it has to be a little bit older, like 15, 16.
Yeah. So you know, like it's very linear with them. So it's like there's no you've known them, but it only becomes the same.
And they
50.
stay in your life.
Yeah, and it's just you're always with that one person, but you are happy. You love them. Everything's as good as it could be. You love them, but there's
They
no.
are
like,
the love of your life, if that was a thing.
There's no separate growth. There's no traveling away from them. There's no whatever else that you might get in and out of relationships and with life. You're with the perfect person, but immediately. Or
you're
you're
happy to
happy.
stay with them. You don't get bored.
no, you're happy with it. It's you're happy in a
They're
relationship.
the love of your life.
You might still think you can still think like,
What?
oh, I kind of. You might have what ifs, or you might think like, oh, I'd kind of like to travel to this place, but they're working here. Like you'd be restricted by.
But you have to stay with them.
But within that relationship, you are happy
Okay.
as far as relationship goes.
Right.
Or a normal life where you get to like grow by yourself, travel by yourself, you know, see different people and explore what their preferences are and know a bit what you're not missing, that kind of thing.
You go first.
Normal life, because that's what I've had. I did the whole childhood sweetheart thing.
That's not a thing.
Didn't work out. And
Well, it
the
didn't
fact-
work out in the situation. It would work out.
No, but like it could have worked out because I
No, in
could.
this situation will work out, so it's not the same.
No. But if I wanted it to, it could. Like there's nothing specifically wrong with him. Like if I wanted it to, it could. But I prefer to grow as a person.
No,
than
so
myself.
I've just
Yeah.
as well in the relationship, you will have grown with them to the point where you'll say it won't be like there's nothing wrong with them as a person. You'll grow with them. You'll just what I'm saying because you can have relationships
No.
where
But yeah, I was growing with that person, but also I
just wanted to be single.
I needed to grow by myself.
Right,
That's a
okay.
necessity in my life. So I'm gonna go for that.
100% of your life. I think I get that that's not realistic, and so people did other thing to find it. But why would you like? As long as again,
What about
it's
the
somebody.
other love? What about your other soulmates? Then you're missing out on me.
I-
Okay,
I-
so you can have like 3 loves.
You got one life. I'd rather just spend and invest more time with my soulmate than because I get that like you can have a beauty in like separate and very different relationships that are all equally or similarly special, and then find somebody that's for. I get that, but I'd rather just not have to go through all of that and just build with somebody from an early point. But I do respect the other side of things.
I think I am siding with you a little bit more. I think the value that you get from multiple different relationships and what they kind of give you in terms of development, I think is really important. And I think as long as there is an assumption or a caveat that you can find people or someone that make you really, really happy, there's not necessarily proof that they are the love of your life, although what is proof of that, then I think I would go for that, because you can get enjoyment from all of those things. So I think that would be great. And like you say, growing as a person, I think is like on your own. I mean, growing with another person is great, but learning about yourself on your own, I think is good. So I would choose that.
I do respect that.
I respect your choice as well, Jeremy.
You're just like a more varied individual, I think. Multifaceted. If you've been by yourself, been with other people.
I suppose as well.
You're vibing off loads of different energies. And
we don't know what this main relationship could be like.
Exactly.
We didn't say that they aren't into exploring and things like that. You know, who knows?
Yeah, so you can still do all of the fun travelling and
or even
meeting
just with other
but
people
you're
sexually and things like that.
Sorry, we didn't say this had to be.
Well, I
relationship.
said it was this. No, fine.
No,
Okay.
no,
If we
yeah.
make, but I'm not saying like
It's the love of your
open,
life.
like
It's
you can
not,
go somewhere else and
it's
see
not
other
going to cheat
people.
on them.
But you could maybe have like threesomes and things like that. Depends on who the two people are involved. Not my cup of tea, but
No, I still think I would choose.
Imagine a threesome with your the love of your life.
Again, people do that. You know, people do that.
Where they need to inject a little bit of fun, and they're like, I don't like this anymore.
I think it's not for everyone. I think
like you have a threesome
more people
with
think it's for
someone-
them than.
I think you
I feel
should
like
be the
earlier
guest.
on,
You should be the guest, not bringing them into your relationship. You be the addition to
If you
someone
want
else's.
to try it, and
No.
You be
I
addition
think you
rather
could be.
than-
I think you could. I think it has to be early on, not like 10 years down the line, and you just randomly. Wow.
Well, surely that's when it's most
Surely.
needed. for the
Yeah,
spice thing.
maybe that's when you're the most secure with each other. If it's too early on, then it could just be a bit like.
Yeah. If you have an open conversation where you're like, well, we both love each other, but we both want to try this thing. Oh, we both actually want to try it.
Yeah, it has to be a very open conversation
Yeah.
about what it is that you're both wanting from it, though. I think.
So again,
you
this
have to
is-
be on the same page.
You know, relationships don't always have to be boring and stale.
Have a threesome.
Have a threesome, you know? Food for thought.
That should be the title of this episode.
Have a
threesome.
threesome.
Threesome, we'll work in a special
Threesomes?
title. It's noted down already in the mind.
Just
Cool.
edit it out.
No. Cool. Next question. This is a bit of a mouthful, so bear with me, everybody. On your wedding day, you find out what your partner had an affair. When you confront them about it, they swear it's over, and you do believe them. The wedding is all paid for, and your guests have arrived. Would you end the relationship? Oh, sorry, I guess it means you don't believe them. But you've just found out everyone's arriving in your room.
No, you said literally said
So
you
it's
believe
kinda like
them.
you're-
Oh, sorry.
willing to be
When
like,
you confront them,
You do believe then that it's never gonna happen again. Sorry, yeah,
it's
sorry,
over.
it is.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you believe them. So you're like, okay, you've had an affair, but it's over, and now we are literally about to walk out into
I
church.
can say with 99% certainty it's over. I think if maybe we've been
What's she
together
about
for
the
like
wedding, though?
5 to 10, I'd be getting a more expensive divorce. Well, I'm saving myself, pretending that for the sake of the wedding, and then getting divorced again.
Yeah.
I'm getting lit at that wedding. But we'll skip the ceremony bit and we'll just get fucked
Yeah,
up.
you've got to
with
start
my
the
family.
ceremony
Was
being
it-
like,
at the
I'm
reception.
I mean, you're breaking up and then.
They're leaving.
Right. Okay. Right.
Maybe taking the family members that I never liked anyway, because there's
Yeah.
probably some that I
Your
didn't like
family
in
members
there.
that you never
No,
like.
their family members that I never liked
Tell them.
anyway.
You know what? Whatever. You fuck
Well, I
off too.
fucking hate your mum anyway, so get out, and then we can have a party and celebrate the fact that I'm not with a dickhead.
So you definitely break up with them. There's no two
Yeah.
ways about it. And you're saying that you struggled because the logistics would be so devastating.
Well, no, because actually I didn't think about you had to go and stand and do the vows and stuff with them. I was kind of thinking like,
You wouldn't be able
just
to.
go out
I
and be
love
a bit
you.
thinking about the party afterwards. I would be like, that's all paid for, so you may as well just be like, right, we've confirmed this, blah blah blah. Let's talk about it when we get home, but just like be at the party separately. But the vows, you stood there with your little finger out and you're like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And so I
Would it be contextual and so let's say you've been together for ages before we getting married, like 10 years, and it was like when we were both 18, I don't want to stand, as opposed to like 2 years
that's
ago I had a
different.
relationship, you know what I mean?
But I wouldn't say that's an affair.
Interesting. That's
An
not
affair is like,
ongoing.
I have been having a long-term affair.
So yeah, so I'm asking
It was
like if
like
it was just say
10
slept
years
with,
ago I slept with someone when we were 21.
so that's a bit for you, that's a definite like,
I would
Okay.
I would be fine. I think I would.
and Louise?
Well, I wouldn't be fine.
No, fine.
I wouldn't-
but
I wouldn't
you wouldn't,
call
wouldn't
the
if you
wedding
were at a
off.
point where you were ready to marry somebody, that wouldn't do
No,
it. Yeah.
that would be something that I could swallow
I
temporarily to be figured out after.
Okay, so-
don't think I could, because then it's just like, you're a big fat liar.
Well, yeah,
What
you
else
have
are
lying
you
lying
lying
I
about?
mean, it's not the
all
moment they did
time.
then, it's every single year since then it's been a lie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
By a
that's
slight
true.
deviation.
Yeah, And they can very easily just sit
And,
on their
what,
life.
sorry, what are they telling you? They're only telling you for selfish reasons. They're telling you because they want to get it
No,
off their
you
chest.
found out that
Keep
your
it to
partner-
yourself.
You found out, so it's not necessarily them telling you selfishly.
Who told you?
So yeah, some girls are like, by the way.
By the way, just
You bridesmaid.
do your hair.
Look, I think
By
it's
the
a
way,
good time to
shag.
start. Yeah. Have you guys seen? Actually, no. Yeah, they're really into that movie, so I won't say. But
What
there is a movie where
Oh, don't
Oh,
say
don't say it.
Yeah.
that
What
happens
movie?
at the end. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, you'll be watching a movie one day and you just like shout, "Oh my god, that's the movie!"
The thing is, though, these questions are so. Us answering them now is so different from actually
sure.
like what we would do at the time. Because you actually never know what you act like at the time, because it's your wedding, it's your relationship, it's this. This is
Also, you're fully obsessed with them, like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it must be so weird to have to do.
And then you have to never see them again after almost marrying them.
because your life turns upside
Oh my
down.
god. Well, you guys don't know how much your mother will.
Okay, so would you
Ted got left
rather
out, so-
that? Okay, again, a massively long relationship, but at the beginning of it they had like, let's say they did a year abroad and you just did long distance and they cheated you pretty much the whole way through, but it was like almost 10 years ago, or they just slept with somebody on their bachelor party.
Ugh.
Which one would you
Obviously,
prefer?
the year abroad.
You prefer the year abroad.
But then,
it was
but then
like
there's
quite
the whole
like,
thing of them lying.
It was a
about
relationship.
yeah, it was
They
like
had another
yeah, so
girlfriend.
let's say they were in like
Oh,
Spain for a year abroad or
interesting.
whatever, and they had a
Yeah.
girlfriend there basically.
Ew.
They almost left you for, but they didn't. But they chose you.
No.
Oh, they chose me.
The
Perfect.
shagging someone on their stag do, I think, is disgusting. I think
You're
I would
more
struggle.
angry, like,
I would struggle with
frustrated
that
than-
more, because that's also really
No,
recent.
but the
It should
thing
be
is,
like-
you're
Yeah.
so amazing. And they were getting a Spanish girl in Spain in
So
this
you're
like
you're
part
adding
of
a
the
lot of
universe,
layers
and then
to
they chose
this.
you.
Not all Spanish girls are just like, it's not like a.
Okay, well they were on this like amazing trip abroad, and they had a whole girlfriend.
I get
and
what you're saying.
they
The
still
fact
chose
they
you.
chose you when they genuinely, there was
Yeah,
enough
like
love there
someone
for the girl.
else, yeah.
They could, it wasn't like a random.
Yeah,
girl.
I would struggle with the bachelor party shag more. I think that's disgusting and so cliche. Don't do that.
I would agree as well. I think that's just so like they would just be.
Because you should be in the peak excitement thing of like, oh, I'm gonna get married soon. And you're like, after I shag that girl.
Yeah. For me, it's a no for
I'd
me
be
for both
fuming.
situations.
Disgusting.
To be clear, it's a no for me in both situations, but I'd rather the
long term.
Would you say a no for you for both situations? If they did a whole year thing, or would you get over that because of the whole they chose you, they stayed with you ever since?
Because I wasn't really there for it. Do you know what I mean?
Outside.
Yeah,
I
so
wasn't
like,
really
You
there.
didn't know they were like on your friendship group or someone that you
It's
could
not
see
like we
every
were
day.
seeing each other.
Oh, what if it was someone they worked with then that you like? Oh, they still work with them, yeah.
Why would we pick so many little? No, but the thing is about the Spanish thing is, you weren't there.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That's so far removed.
At all.
You're never going to see that person.
So
realistically.
far removed.
Whereas if there's somebody
Yeah.
that like, I don't know, worked with 10 years ago.
No. The bachelor. No. I'm saying the Spain one.
Yeah, no, I'm saying separately. If someone that you did know at the time, so it was like, like an affair at that time.
Oh God, I'm never getting that girl out of my mind then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Even if it doesn't
not
work with anymore, but
We're not
you
getting
did
that.
know.
But this is
marriage.
again the thing. You only know at the time, so you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I think I would do this, and then you might think completely different.
It's no small feat to
it's
like
so-
turn your
Even
life
if you
upside down.
got with someone that you were friends with, that would still be annoying.
You spend 6 months like
Yeah.
planning your whole life, and it's like, do I really just want to have another life now?
Yeah,
Basically,
I've got
like,
to start again. Oh, am I willing to swallow it because it's maybe
Yeah.
workable through a
but for me, like, you're just gonna have a tainted, like, it's not the life that you thought you were gonna have
Yeah,
isn't
it's
real anymore
changed.
anyway. You have to just accept
such a
it.
big decision,
And then you just meet someone else. How old are we here?
and then they cheat on you as well.
So,
It actually is the circle of life.
yeah.
I can't wait for that one boyfriend who's going to cheat on me. I wonder who he'll be. Or I've already been cheating and I don't know.
Surprise! Surprise!
So imagine you look back in your life with like,
Oh God, yeah, you're like, oh,
you're
I
like,
didn't know that happened.
I didn't know that happened.
John, I never took you for that. You left. Cool, right, let's go for the next one. Okay, we've written it as bros over hoes, and this was basically if your friends just wouldn't accept
Your
your
partner.
girlfriend or boyfriend. But like, wouldn't accept as in like they always clearly have an issue with them or standoffish and like they have an issue.
From the very beginning,
What
and
would you do?
for a reason that you don't know immediately.
So they've told you it's
I-
like, she's really annoying. I'm sorry, I have to be
Just
honest
don't
with
like
you, she's
them.
really annoying.
Yeah, I think I would. You've got to ask them why, like what the problem is, if they've done anything specific, and then from there you are gonna have to weigh up if it's something that, if you've spotted it as well, that you're like, oh yeah, he does do that, or like, oh yeah, I saw that and that was really bad, then you need to speak to your partner. But then if it's something that some friends are just like, I I just don't like him.
Yeah.
And they're a bit...
Could be jealous at the time.
Yeah, it could just be like some really petty reason, and then I think you need to speak to your friend to be like...
It depends who the friend is, really.
Yeah.
If it's my best friend who loves me and always wants the best for me, also I'm going to be very similar to them because they're my best friend, then clearly there's something wrong with the partner because...
Yeah, some friends don't just like dislike someone.
Yeah.
You know, they get a bad vibe.
And it's just like...
Yeah, I take that into consideration, but I feel like if I was in a relationship where they were like, you know, I spend enough time with my friends, I do feel like realistically relationships are always going to be the biggest effects in your life. So I feel like if I knew in my head, taking everything into account, they were for me, I'd sacrifice all my friends for that person.
Would you?
Yeah, I think like if they were like somebody I wanted to marry, and not just like a girlfriend I'm seeing someone.
But then would you not think, if all of your friends were like, oh my gosh, she's awful.
Yeah.
But you were like, no, I love her.
You're roasting to
So I'd assume that I've made like I have a bit of judgment here, but if I've like went through a process of thinking about it, like exploring it, and I still just thought they're very different people, but I like them both, I'd choose that because that person's gonna be like if I'm on a marriage level with them, like one day.
Yeah, and then she cheats.
That's my whole life. Whereas like
your friends like told you,
and then you've lost your
friends, you lose friends. I know that seems cynical because like we don't want to lose our friends,
but you also break up with people. And
exactly. Yeah.
You could be so sure that you're like, oh, I'm gonna be with this person.
What's the quote?
Bros over hoes.
No.
By
By Emily Sidlow.
Well, boyfriends come and go, but friends will never leave you.
Boyfriends come and go, but
girlfriends don't.
Sorry, we're saying
wives not. But again, so like if it's somebody that I think I'm gonna marry, that. But if it's like I'm 18 and like I'm seeing somebody,
and you always say you're gonna marry the person that you're with.
Yeah,
I think we also think
that's a lie. Actually,
we also think we're gonna be love friends with people for life. You know, we have friends like since we were like 10, and they go to uni with us. And
so that's why I think it's important to see who the friend is that's got the problem. If it's a group of your closest friends or just your one best friend, then that's different than like a group of girls that you see at like house parties.
If you told me that you didn't like my boyfriend, he wouldn't be my boyfriend anymore.
Yeah, so people hold different levels of importance with their opinions, I think. So
most likely.
I don't know, there's nobody who...
There's absolutely... If you told me you didn't like my boyfriend, I'd be like, okay,
there's nobody whose opinion that, like... I listen
what if I told you? You wouldn't take that as... Nah, keep him, sack you off.
I don't know. But as in Jeremy and probably Jerome would be the two people that I'd be like, there's definitely something wrong
So my girlfriend now, literally everybody else in my life could tell me, don't be with her. And I'd say, bye everyone else.
Really?
Yeah. But like, if it was just... No, honestly, genuinely. But if it was...
Sorry.
Like, yeah, I get what you're saying in terms of if you had best friends and family that you really value their opinion, you just like seeing somebody, even if you thought it was so good, you'd have to take that into consideration.
Parents is a difficult one as well. Parents saying that they don't like
as my parents, I'd be like,
shut up, mum, you don't get it. But in reality, they could actually be the most sensible
It's just
people.
the closest people to you in your life. So if that is your mum, and your mum happens to be like the person who knows you best, and if they don't like the person you're with,
pick your family basically. If your friends are your family, pick your family. If your family are family in terms of how close you are with them, pick them. If your partner's like, you know, they were with you when you needed them, you live with them, and they're your new family kind of thing, they really get you, be them. Pick whoever's like, genuinely would be there for you no matter what, you know? Regardless of title.
Yeah.
Because generally people move out of house, their homes are like 16 and like moving with their friends and that's the new family.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Your friend, that's what I'm saying, if it's like your best friend, who knows you, who you spend, let's say you live with them, they're your housemate or something, and they're the closest person to your life, and then let's say you have a girlfriend for like 6 months, probably choose the friend. No, definitely choose a friend, like, because they know you, like, there's clearly something wrong.
Who's more integral to like the life that you want to live kind of thing?
Yeah,
like, who could you not live with, like, see yourself?
Who could you not live without, exactly?
Yeah. But then it's what is the issue? If your friends are just being petty, then you're like, well, you need to shut up.
Oh, what if your girlfriend's like, or boyfriend's like, I hate your friends?
Oh wait, we talked about this question the other day. Jerome, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Jerome, and he said, would you prefer your friends to not like your partner, or your partner to not like your friends?
Friends to not like your partner.
Partners to not like your friends.
No, your partner don't like your friends, they're going to talk about it all the time, and they're never going to put any effort. When your friends don't like it, they'll put effort for you. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
so I think Jerome's answer was he would prefer his friends to not like me.
I guess
because he was like, if you don't like my friends, then you would be a bit arsey about me like going out with them.
But then you
stuff.
just still do
And
it and be
was-
like, you're wrong though. It's
No,
fine.
but then, if I had a problem with him going out with his friends all the time because I was like, I don't like
It's an argument
them,
all the time.
it's always like an
Yeah.
argument and a stress that it would like impact on our relationships.
Exactly.
I think actually that I agree, because if my friends didn't like Jerome for a minor reason, but they were just a bit like, he's a bit of a dick. I prefer that rather than Jerome being like, your friends are bitches and like I don't like them, because that would cause more friction between.
Yeah,
me
no,
and him.
definitely. Because your friends aren't going to bring it up all the time, so they're going to like ruin your life.
No, they'd end up kind of being like. not
Friends tolerate,
really
like-
I think for me it was for my last relationship it was both. My friends didn't like him, he didn't like my friends,
Oh,
and I just
really?
sort of didn't care. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't care that much.
They're
It's
probably
like-
quite common things. I think that
Yeah.
it's made known to both people.
And it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
I think
fine.
when you get older as well, it kind of becomes slightly a bigger deal.
Yeah. I was like, I'll chill with you and I'll chill with you. You guys
Yeah.
just have to be. You know what? It does depend. If you want your partner to be part of your whole life, or if you want them to be a separate entity. If you want your partner to be a partner and your friends to be your friends, or if you want your partner to be in your friendship, do you get what I mean? Because a lot of people want
Yeah,
that.
stages of life is really
Yeah.
important as well. Like for me, I know it's really cynical, maybe it's just me, but I just think once you get like 40, I think your partner's just going to be disproportionately more
Yeah.
Yeah,
affecting you than
100%.
any friend could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
yeah.
you're like, there are nice
Sort of
cases where you
but
have.
then it's like, if it's your sibling.
Your circle
Even
of
your
friends
sibling,
gets
your
smaller,
partner's the
Yeah,
most
true.
influential person in anybody in your life. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Think how often like your parents see each other rather than their siblings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like your siblings become less.
Yeah. Whereas if you're at school, it's obviously your family. If you're at, uni, it's
Obviously,
your
if
friends.
it's your wife, then your friends just are.
Yeah, and you've also just like
You've
told
already married
everyone
them.
in the world like this is the person who
Yeah,
I've
true.
chosen above you. So like,
Fuck, we don't.
But if it's just a cat.
yeah, well,
Depends,
should have
like,
said
if
something when
if
they
it's
said
a girl you're
anyone got any
dating-
objections.
Yeah.
If it's a girl you're dating or a boy you're dating and you haven't committed to them yet, and then your friends are like, "Don't do it," probably just don't do it.
Well, it's a process. Isn't
Mm.
it? Cool. Next question. Okay, how involved do you get when, let's say, you know somebody who there's a problem, like for example, their boyfriend's cheating on them. You know the.
So you know the boyfriend,
that's odd.
but you don't know the girl that's being cheated on.
Yeah.
Do you get involved and message her and be like, "Hey babe, I don't know you.
Why are you doing that? You're a
I
horrible
wanted to
person.
let-
Definitely.
No, but it's kind of like I would be trying to help to be like, heads up, by the way, maybe you should get out. Or do you just say, look, it's not my problem. She will find out when she finds out.
Yeah, it's
So,
a
stay out.
process. She'll either find out or she won't. Also, you're a bad friend. If you sent your friend to tell that girl that she's, just let your friend do it, or just don't let him do anything and just let him just chill.
I think you don't need to tell the girl because she could already know and be fine with it. It's embarrassing, and butting into someone else's business is never good anyway. But depending on how well you know the guy, maybe say like, what are you doing? Like tell her. But
Yeah.
I actually generally is a kind of, unless it's like one of my best friends, my opinion is stay out.
Stay out of it.
Stay
If it's
out.
one of my
You
best
just end up
friends-
making things worse.
If it's one of my best friends, then I'll just be like, yeah, then he's cheating on you. Dump him now.
If you
And get a
found,
new boyfriend.
let's say you caught the partner of you, the person you're close to, doing it, you feel like, even if they say, "Oh, please don't tell them, do it in my own time." There's this thing of like, okay, you tell them before I tell them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think I struggle not to tell them pretty much.
A good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's
It'll be in the next
but-
5 minutes, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think it would be.
But if they're my friend, if
What if they're
If it's
both
my-
friends?
if
What
my-
if they're both your best friends?
you know what I'm saying, if the person, the cheater, is lesser than in terms of closeness to me than the person they're cheating on, it doesn't matter like how close that person is. They're closer than this. Whereas if this person's closer, then it makes all the difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the original question is, if you don't know the person who's being cheated on, how much do you feel like you should get
Yeah.
involved to
Yeah.
tell them? And I would say, don't get involved.
Same.
Yeah, especially if you think it's something that like realistically you know, because it's like something that
Because you
seems
never
obvious.
know, relationships are all different. They function differently.
Yeah, you're right. I
And
think
they
a lot of
could come
people-
back and be like,
Thanks for
didn't
telling me
need to
that.
tell-
I didn't want to know. I was
Yeah.
living in
But
bliss.
now I have to know that you know when we're together. And it's
Yeah.
all good,
and yeah, I think you should let people live.
Cool. Next question is, okay, so I wrote, did they kiss your boyfriend, right? So this is
forgot
kissing
what
your
this is.
friends, right? If you have
Oh,
a
this was your question. If your friend says, "Did you kiss my boyfriend?"
Sorry, what?
So basically, if your friend basically if you kissed your friend's boyfriend and they ask you about it directly, will you be honest about it?
No, I said if you kiss some random girl's boyfriend.
Yeah.
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 Not your friend.
Well, fucking
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
If you kiss some random girl's boyfriend, would you tell her? No.
No, that wasn't what you said.
Yes, it was.
No, you said if you kissed someone's boyfriend and they came up to you and said, "Did you kiss my boyfriend?" What would you say? And you said, "I would just avoid the question."
I don't know
Mate,
who you are.
100%. Like,
Well,
not only have
assuming
I,
that they're asking you to your face, so you can't ignore the message.
I was thinking more Instagram DM. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, not only have I cheated, like ruined it, like not ruined, but not only have I like cheated and affected the relationship. Now you also want me to blank face and lie in their face. Obviously, no.
But also
So tell them.
the thing that we need to define is, did you know that they had a girlfriend? Because
No.
I think if they told you they were single or the question never came up, and a girl asked me, I would say yes, because I would think that would be fine.
Oh, he was your boyfriend. Sorry.
Well, yeah, because then
Someone come
I feel like though,
But then if
Louise,
you-
I feel
What
like-
if she hurts you?
I think if you wanted to keep messing around with the guy, you wouldn't tell her so you can keep messing around with the guy. Is that true? So like, let's say you kissed the guy, you got with him, and you
even
really
then you
enjoyed
knew
that.
he had a
I wouldn't
boyfriend, a
do that, but I'm
girlfriend.
asking
How
you.
much do I like him?
So you really think he's
You knew
really
he had a
attractive.
girlfriend though.
But how much do I like him?
I don't think she cares. Yeah.
She's like, no, but how
So-
much?
You thought he was like the most attractive guy ever. And you
No,
wanted to-
no, because then he doesn't really like me anyway.
It's not like
It's
you just
irrelevant.
wanted to get with him.
Well, would I kiss so?
And you don't know the girlfriend.
I blank face know he has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Would I get
and he
with
wants to
him?
keep getting with you. Be honest.
No, I wouldn't get with him.
I
I feel like
would
we've had conversations in the past that are different to that. But
No, I actually wouldn't because there's just no point.
I wouldn't get with anyone if I knew they had a girlfriend. I think it's, what's the point?
not would I.
Like, bye then.
Unless I was in love with him and he was going to break up with her the next
There
day.
we go. Yeah. So you
He's
rational.
gonna say that anyway.
You
so-
re-rationalise it. So okay. So if you thought that, So if you thought he was going to leave her eventually, it's just
So the
like.
love of my life just happens to have a girlfriend.
So
right?
let's say.
Added so many layers.
So let's
to it,
say
love
she
is
says like, oh,
life.
she's just gone through like her parents are ill, or like she's got exams, so I'm not breaking up with her right now.
He's
But
probably
really, like,
lying though. Like, let's get real.
He is,
He's probably
he is
definitely lying.
But if he's saying that to you, are you
No,
saying
he's
that you
definitely
like hold tight
lying.
on that?
No, he's lying.
But would you hold tight? Like, would you wait to see if that was true? If you would leave her for you?
No, he's
Or not,
lying.
before telling her?
Because he's lying.
No. But would you wait to see if he was going to break up with her?
I just
What'd
wouldn't
you
do
say?
anything. I would be like, so now you know I like you, but we're not going to get with each other until you break it up with her.
But would you? Okay, so until he's broken up with her, you still wouldn't tell the girlfriend. You'd not tell her in the hopes that he'd break up with her and be with you, and still not tell her off.
Also, I don't know this girl, so...
So yeah, so you're not telling her either way.
Are you wanting a specific answer with your questions?
No, because I feel like
No, so right, this is the scenario. I don't know the girl, I'm in love with the boy, so I would, and if he was like, by the way, I like you, I'd be like, okay, great, but we're not going to do anything until you break up with your girlfriend.
right.
Yeah.
Well, you've already kissed though. You've already kissed. You actually made that.
You already accidentally kissed?
Yeah.
Not knowing you had a girlfriend.
How would I not know his
Sorry,
girlfriend?
you don't have a girlfriend, but you kissed. But then do you admit to him, like you were drunk and you kissed, but you like him. Do you tell her that you've kissed him? That's basically the same situation, but you happen to already like the guy.
Oh, we should find out. Eventually.
Shall I find eventually? No, the universe will tell her.
Yeah. No, yeah, the universe will tell her.
Fair, okay. Okay, next question. Okay, so you get a DM, or somebody comes up to you and says, okay, I have to tell you the whole like babe thing, and they tell you that you're
The whole babe thing.
the whole like babe. I have to tell you,
Babe.
yeah,
You.
that I've got with your boyfriend, and your boyfriend outright denies it. Who do you believe?
Never seen her before, babe.
Your boyfriend? Yeah, she's crazy.
Everyone is crazy.
He is lying through his teeth.
So you always believe the.
No, not always.
Oh, not always.
But there would be. Think of the size of the seed of doubt that would be in your head of like, why has this random girl picked me and my boyfriend just to like mess with? If he'd be like, never seen her before. She's making everything up. The question is like, why?
Also,
Why
I know
would she
him,
do
so I
that?
probably know if he's lying.
So what if?
It would be a weird conversation to try and figure out why would she this random person.
If it was your
mess
friend,
with?
Was there X?
If
was there X? Like
if it was their ex, I wouldn't believe it. If it was
Well,
your
was there,
friend,
if it was their ex, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh, I would. I think I would.
I would believe that. Yeah,
That they
hooked
hooked
Or
up.
if it's somebody that you know likes them, or you've always suspected likes them.
I think I would still be inclined to. I wouldn't flat out believe it without speaking to him, obviously. But I just think there's always...
Like you're a lying
But
whore.
this is what we're saying with the age thing. The pettiness of things like that happening just because that people are being bitchy and stupid.
You just
and
be
drama.
inclined to believe that they were saying
that goes when you get a bit older. So if I got a message like that at 30, I would edit it out at 25. At 30, I don't think that pettiness happens anymore. So the argument of like, oh, she's just causing drama or she's just being crazy.
I think that's true. I think it's just a quality of person thing. As I said, I think you just hang around with good quality people who also happen to be 30. Yeah,
so I don't know. I think at this age, I wouldn't think, oh, she's just being dramatic and trying to cause shit. I think she would. Yeah. There would be.
Well, she's got a bit of a past of like being quite an untrustworthy person. You know, you get those people who just like.
Imagine if she tells you and you're just like, I know.
What?
But you already know. Then she sends you a long paragraph and you're like, I know. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
Yeah, he talked about all the time.
You told me. You told me.
Pretty shit there. Like.
Oh my god, you better hope she's like butt fucking ugly. Imagine she's like.
Yeah, here's a good question. Would you rather that they were really ugly or really attractive?
Really ugly.
But like, as in like they ruined your relationship for an ugly person as well.
I know, but I think I would find it so much harder to deal with if they were really fit.
Would you rather they looked loads like you or nothing like you?
Oh, interesting. That's
because I feel like
those
are what girls hate the most. Either they look exactly like you or they look nothing like you.
Like if your boyfriend's watching porn, for example, and they look like you.
Well, the question I asked actually.
But that's actually a realistic thing.
Yes, what I'm saying. Like either he's.
No, but like, porn, that's fine.
Yeah, so we're talking about cheating.
A lot of girls will be like, oh, why are you watching porn?
No, but let's say cheating, because porn is...
Yeah, exactly. So the guy's cheating, and it's like, if you're cheating someone like you, it's frustrating, because obviously, why not just have you? But at least he's not like, never liked you or something. That kind of thing that girls think, like, oh, you never
it's like, I was never your type.
Yeah, that whole thing.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I think I'd rather than cheat on someone who looked like me.
Yeah, I think that too.
Because I'd be like, Fairs.
What if you thought they looked slightly better than you, like you, but a little bit better?
I think I would find it harder to deal with if
you,
it was
but like
someone
just
that was so not
double
like
D's
me,
or something.
because then I would be like, you that's always been your type, and I wasn't maybe, and it would just would just spiral you into feeling shit about yourself more than if they were like a slightly similar build,
so it's a very specific thing to get angry about.
Yeah, then it would be like...
Either way, it's going to be kind of traumatic and long to get over. Oh, why did he even cheat? It's just like... Also, no, okay, fine. I'd rather just don't I never want to find out. I just don't want to find out. If you have cheated, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me, please.
That's a dangerous message you just put down to all future boyfriends.
If you've ever cheated...
All future boyfriends, if you cheat on me, keep it to yourself.
Reaffirming it now. I can't even blame you.
No, I think this is getting all angry. I'm going to go start a fight with Jerome after this. Jerome, we need to talk.
Just to be clear, I do not agree with this.
No, because like, if you don't know, then at least it doesn't play on your mind.
Yeah, true. But
and it's just kind of like, it just...
But then if you don't know, how long are you just going to be taken for a mug for?
They might love you.
Well, yeah, you can love someone and cheat on them.
It's one of those things that living in very different
stages
about
it. Time, babe.
There's people who probably have had happy relationships the whole way through where they've been cheated on like regularly, and it's just because they haven't known, they have this awareness. But the problem is,
you should have just been in an open relationship.
If you find out too late, then the accumulation. I think if you do find out, then it having gone on for longer makes it worse. So like, if you never find out, it's kind of better that they never knew.
Ignorance is bliss is sometimes, yes, true, but then do you want to know so you can be out of it and not be...
Me personally, I think I
don't know.
I think it's the difference between what you'd want to happen and what would actually be better for you. So like, I can say without a doubt I'd always want to know, but I can't, I might have been, if it's happened and I don't find out, I might end up...
If it's just a random boyfriend, then if it's my husband, probably just, I'd rather not know, probably.
There you have it.
Louise's future husband. Just don't say.
Do what you want, really. She's fine you off.
Just don't tell me.
Right. So if you had a one night stand and became pregnant, does the guy or girl have a right to know? I think 100%, but Louise thinks it's awkward.
Yeah, Louise was like, I just think it would be so awkward.
I just think
it would be.
I think they just wouldn't want to know, to be honest. I generally do think
that's
they
a big judgment
know.
to make.
Yeah, that's not your judgment to make.
Yeah, but then you told them and they're just like, fuck off.
The problem we have is that because it's the girl's decision, it's kind of like, she will likely have already come to a decision before telling him. So it's like you had a baby, and also by the way, this is happening. Why it's happened, which is like a double thing for them to have to process.
I think if you've already say had an abortion, then telling him is obsolete because you tell him.
Okay, right. So you're saying
you have to tell him and kind of let him know what your decision is going to be. Because if you tell him after the event, he'll be like, "Why did I need to know that?"
What if you want to see him again?
The eventuality is the same thing. There's no baby in the mix anymore. So why did you need to tell me that you had an abortion? You know what I mean?
That's a good combination of things. So if you want to see them again, but you didn't want to have the baby, and you thought if he finds out that, like, you know, he's quite like, let's say he wants a baby, and you know that if he found out you were going to abort the baby, he wouldn't keep seeing you. So you do something you don't tell him for the sake of the relationship, like continued seeing him.
And it's only there's no proof of how the relationship is going to go. So it's like.
Yeah, probably just.
Because he might say keep it, in which case to see him again, you'd have to like be a family with him. Or see what I'm saying? Like then he might be with you if you don't have
I would say you.
How many people are out there just having secret abortions?
Loads.
There must be so many guys that have no idea that.
There's guys who don't know that they have
aborted.
kids.
Yeah, well, they've got kids running around all over the place, or they've potentially had one and it's been aborted and they just don't know.
Yeah, they would definitely be the first person I'd tell. But
no.
Do you know what's raw if you don't know who the baby is? And I know that's such a big judgment to make because that happens, but like.
If you don't
it's
know
actually really easily could happen as well.
I reckon that.
Let's say you slept with one guy one week and then another guy the next week. It could be.
That would be so.
Well, I know. What's worse?
And
you have
then what
absolutely
do you do?
no idea. As in, like, what that means is it could be one of these two guys. Even if you don't know their name, it could be like
And
or
then
a
you have to
teacher
tell them
guy
both.
or whatever. If you just like, it could be like one of like 20 people. That must be such a head.
20 people.
Well, like not 20 people, but like
You're actually fucked.
I have
You're
no
fucked.
idea who it is.
You're fucked. You have to get an abortion.
Start again.
You have to just get an abortion that week and not say anything to anyone.
You don't have to. We're pro-choice in the podcast.
No, you don't have to. Yeah, you are. Do whatever you want.
But Louise, his opinion would be that.
But the thing is, I wouldn't even want to have an abortion anyway.
Oh yeah, are you like?
I'm pro-life for myself, so I'd probably just have to.
Maybe it's better
at all
if you have no idea.
times.
Huh?
At all times, even right now.
Like, are you politically pro-life?
I just think someone would have to drag me to the abortion clinic and force me to have an abortion.
That is not.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
I generally think just knock me out. I do think it would be better for me. I just don't think I could physically.
Right. So your opinion is you can see those reasons why it'd be better to do, but you don't think you can bring yourself to make that decision.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you'd want somebody to?
I want someone to coerce me.
Right.
Guys, just to let you know, if I'm ever pregnant that day, just knock me out and drag me.
I'm not sure I could have that responsibility of forcing you to do that.
Yes, I don't worry. She
Shocking
wanted
not,
to be knocked out. It's fine.
Don't really into it.
Or maybe I'd inadvertently, I don't know, just get really drunk one night. No, this is what I would do. This is what I've always said. I would just hope for a miscarriage.
Ooh. Let's not have that as the title of the podcast.
Hopeful miscarriage.
Hope for a miscarriage.
No, this is taking
But,
a
sorry,
side
guys.
step.
but that's what I would hope for because it wasn't my fault.
Oh my god! Right.
I didn't do anything.
Oh,
Again, that's a good question. If you had a one night stand and you had a miscarriage,
What's the
What's the
question?
question?
would you say anything?
Oh, right. Okay.
But you'd have had to have made the decision to be keeping the baby. So I think you need to have a conversation anyway. And then if he says, I don't want anything to do with you, then you don't.
Yeah,
really
like
need to
let's say
tell
you just like one day are having a miscarriage, obviously because you might be around the period, and then you find out it's a miscarriage. Yeah, I guess just don't say anything.
So you're
so
undecided.
you didn't know you were pregnant.
Oh yes,
yeah, exactly.
good point, yeah.
Oh,
So that's kind of like your
and you were
thing,
like, oh, I miscarried, and that's the way I knew that I was pregnant.
Yeah.
and you like you could contact the guy again, but you don't
you
he's
still
not in your
speak-
life anymore.
Yeah, if it was a one night stand and you weren't speaking.
Interesting. If you're seeing them, just casually dating them, and then you have a miscarriage, do you say anything?
I wasn't listening because I thought I was talking. But
Sorry.
Sorry, I was trying to finish my sentence.
Just
Sorry,
scream in your face.
I can't remember what I was going to say then.
You still have a voice echoing in your brain.
Anyway, carry on, Louise. Yours point sounded good.
If you're seeing them, and then I guess you could just not say anything and pretend it was a period. I don't know.
But if
You're
you're
seeing
seeing
me and surely tell
it's
them.
important. You would know them enough to be like, I think I have just had a miscarriage. Like that's not. How would you? It's quite traumatic.
Also, you want to be with somebody that you can
have to pretend that I've just had a period.
Maybe you just tell them a bit later.
Especially if it's their kid.
Okay, what are we saying? Like maybe like 3 dates.
What if it's not their kid? What if it's someone else's kid?
Yeah, because you're also seeing other people.
With somebody else.
Oh my god, that's so interesting.
So it was somebody else's. So it was like a.
You're just dating them, so that you're also dating other people.
What's the awareness of it from?
So they know that you've seen people just like recently. You were dating just before them, so you would have seen many guys.
How do you
just
know it's?
You do. So you do. You. Oh right. Okay. You've done a.
Because this is back to the same point of like this could be one of 4 guys.
No. But you know how those are clear blue tests. You can see if you've been like 2 weeks pregnant, 3 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what if it's like a Thursday night and a Saturday night?
Yeah, that's really difficult.
These are difficult questions.
Very weird. I think transparency is always maybe the best way to think.
But I feel like because maybe it's so your own. I don't know.
It's your body, but it's
it
could be theirs as well. If you're not, you're growing it, but they put it in there.
The thing about if it's multiple people's, that's so uncomfortable.
That is weird.
You should text like committee, like you text like 10 people.
Yeah. You could be.
And the thing is, because if you want to keep seeing, let's say you have a favourite, but you don't know, but you.
I hope it's your baby.
And no, you hope it's someone at like, because you want to keep seeing them normally. Like,
but you hope it's somebody else's baby, so you can have a guilt-free abortion and stay with the person you want to be. Is that what you're saying?
I think that is what she's saying. Guilt-free abortion of my 4th favourite.
Didn't like Greg anyway.
Didn't like his sperm anyway.
Right. Or you might want it to be somebody else's because you think they got better sperm, but you want this guy to raise it.
Yeah, this guy's like ugly and gross, but he's rich.
Yeah, he's got great personality.
It's a win-win situation. God.
Transparency is key. That's my lasting point.
No, you do definitely want to tell them, especially if you want to have the baby. Because
and then just hope for a miscarriage. I'm joking. Don't edit Louise's bit out, but keep that in.
Sure. Cool. So what I put. Okay, so you're at like a fancy restaurant for like, I don't know, anniversary, whatever it might be. You're leaving the restaurant, you bumped into some rich people that were sitting next to you. They were rude, they bumped into you, didn't apologise, they just rushed off to their nice car. They drop something, pick it up. It's something that you know to be like extremely valuable. Like it's like a solid gold watch, like £1 million. Do you...
Diamond, probably.
Yeah, like a fuck off watch that looks like redonkulous.
Diamond encrusted.
Do you give it to these people?
No, just a brand that you know is like...
Yeah, something you know.
A Rolex.
Like, you can guess it's a lot of money.
A Kylie Jenner Rolex is probably like
something like that. And so like they've just been rude to you, they're clearly rich, and you quite need the money. Like you're about to get married.
No. This is even better. Let's say it's literally Kylie Jenner. So you know that she has
you might have loads of opinions about her. We're just saying if I wanted to act on these people, they were rude.
Okay, so we do both. If you it's a literal celebrity that you know has.
Let's keep it neutral for now.
But you know these people are rich because they're carrying diamonds.
Can I just say you don't necessarily know that they are rich because that could have been something that was given to them by someone.
You have a
like their material wealth or whatever.
All these things,
cannot be maybe judged by them owning this really nice watch.
So we assume that they're rich and they're arrogant and rude to you.
We've assumed that they're rich.
Do you like run up and make sure they get it or track them down somehow, or do you keep it?
I would run up.
You need the money for like not need
I would
it.
100% run after them and give it to them.
Yeah.
But then if I couldn't find them, let's say I'd give myself a week, and if I couldn't find them after that week, I'd keep it.
Right, so
I don't think I would ever want to keep it.
You're saying there's a threshold of trying where you wouldn't infinitely
try. You mean 5 working days or 7 days?
It's a bank holiday on Mondays.
Yeah. I'll give up.
Because obviously you could give it into the police and then...
Police would probably keep it.
Yeah.
I would...
I don't think they do.
I'm joking.
No, but what happens if they find...
I think
where does it go?
It goes in some sort of evidence locker.
Yeah, and then after that?
Well, they just keep looking for the person.
No, but then when they don't find them...
I don't know.
Also, like, imagine if they found like let's say £1 million something.
Yeah, I think
that happens
drug
money all the time. Yeah.
They like bags of money get found and stuff, and someone hands it in. I don't know, or is that just in films?
Yeah, I mean, if I found a bag of money, I'd be handing it in because that's drug money. I don't want to die.
Yeah. I think I would just anything that's like a bag of money, I'm handing it in because I don't want it.
Yeah.
Unless you could take like.
You just go into the bank. Don't read into this. Can I cash this in, please?
But then if it's something property like a watch or a necklace or something, I would just give it back.
If it's £50
I don't feel like
on the
it's-
floor, I'm obviously keeping
£50 on the floor. I would
People
keep.
do that all the time.
Okay, what if it's someone that you like who... Okay, in terms of his celebrity angle,
So-
is it somebody that you particularly despise as a celebrity or a politician or something? That you'd want to not have it?
Matt Hancock's.
No, I wouldn't. But even that, I think, I feel like I'm sounding all like self-righteous. But
No, I agree with you.
I wouldn't have any desire, even if it was someone that I hated. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. But like, I just don't think I would ever be that bothered about keeping someone's thing, because it would just be like sat on my bedside.
I know, for the money,
Like,
you could pawn it and then like pay for a wedding or something. You know,
Pawning it though, I think logically, that's surely that's where you get a bit of a paper trail of like, this random person brought in this watch. I know you could go.
Let's say it's a diamond encrusted watch. I guess you could get someone.
Yeah, I feel like
Pick up
the
the
point of pawning
diamonds.
is that there's like minimum questions, and then you get reduced money on it as well. They give you like.
I don't know. I think
some
I
weird
would.
thing.
I'm erring on the side of saying no. I would never keep it.
Because it's more trouble than it's worth, as far as you're
Yeah.
concerned.
Probably. Yeah, and I feel like I've got enough. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Oh,
So if you like, I don't know,
what if I
can only think
needed
dark.
something? Yeah.
Maybe some sort of like
Life-saving
surgery,
treatment,
yeah.
Not just like, I want a boob job or something.
Yeah. Or if it was somebody else's, that might, like if
Somebody
you're
else's
like
life-saving
child or
surgery.
like,
Oh my god! If your
Yeah.
mum was like really struggling to like, I don't know, pay her bills. Then it was
yeah,
your mum.
if it was someone else basically for a very vital thing, you do that. And it's clearly, like, as far as you're concerned, there's a good chance of trust.
It's
One
Robin Hood
expensive
style shit.
thing they own.
I'd Robin Hood it. I would take the money and pay for that person's thing.
I think if like I knew I had to come up with the money like now, their situation would get
Infinitely
definitely
worse.
worse.
Yeah.
then I think I would do it. But if it was just like it would make my life easier to do that for them or myself, then
It's
no.
such a butterfly effect though, that you just don't know what.
If they were
the
gonna
knock-on
die,
effects of doing
if they were gonna
things
somehow
are.
die without this money,
Yeah. If I
without
had no
having
way
it.
of paying it. But if it was for myself, I
Also,
don't know if I was gonna.
also because I love them, they're obviously going to take precedent over my moral conscience.
Yeah, because you're saying that even if it's bad for me and for the other person, it's good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take the money back from like I don't know, I don't know how that would work, but yeah. Okay, cool. Prisoner's dilemma. Do you want to talk us through this one, Lewis?
No, because I find it really confusing,
Okay, right.
and you explained it really well.
Okay, cool. Right, so you and this other person have just robbed a bank and or watch. And yeah, that's segue
Not
actually.
found.
Yes, you got found with your accomplice, with you and your grandma who did the surgery. And they got you. Your grandma's not really a trustworthy kind of person, but and they've taken you to the police station and they go, right, we've got in the other room. We're gonna break her. She's gonna confess.
It's Breaking Bad. I'm sorry.
So you got several options. Either if you both confess on each other, you both go away. If neither of you confesses, nothing happens. If you confess, if you rat them out, you get a reduced sentence.
Can I just tell you, if it's neither,
If
it's
rat-
neither
wait,
of you
finish.
confesses,
Just
you do go to prison.
finish the situation.
It's definitely that.
Wait, what?
If neither of you confess, if both of you keep your mouth shut, you're protecting each other, but you're still going to
Fine.
get in trouble.
If both of you keep quiet, or we start. If you keep quiet, you're going full sentence. If you both rat on each other, you both get reduced sentence. Is it?
Yeah.
If you rat on them, is it reduced sentence or nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. If they rat on you, nothing
get-
and a full sentence for you.
Yeah.
What would you do? And this whole thing is like wrapped around like game theory. There's like a mathematical best choice, but just in terms of like your initial moral or inclination.
I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, I don't think I would say anything. Because I feel like if they were your accomplice, you would know that they wouldn't say. I don't know. It's
It
difficult.
depends if you like them or not. If I didn't like them,
What happens if you own up to it? Would you save their skin? Oh, it depends on they, because it's all about what they do, isn't it? That's all that.
Yeah. So if I say I actually did it,
yeah.
and they say she did it,
yeah, then they'd be fine.
then they'd be fine, and I would.
yeah.
That's kind of yeah.
Don't know. But we're kind of focusing on like the blame of the other person, not you absolving yourself.
I think I'd say I did it because I felt like I couldn't deal with.
Even if you did it in equal 50-50 with them. you would say I did it.
Yeah, in the hope. So, like, for example, if it's the grandma situation where I did it for like a good reason, hopefully, I think probably because my grandma, she fucking ruined it, and so she did it as well. Just be a lie, grandma. I feel like I couldn't deal with it to not say I did it.
I would keep my mouth shut.
I think I would just keep my mouth shut because it's better to kind of.
I suppose like even if you say you did it and they kept their mouth shut, they're still gonna. No, because then they'll just think they just put it on you, not them.
Yeah.
No, I say I did it, so that give them the best chance of surviving. Because all I can control.
That's really nice.
Well, I can't fully control my survival either way, so I might as well try and optimize their survival.
But what if they just are a dick about it? Then you wouldn't want to help them out. They've
Wouldn't-
just been selfish, and you're like, oh, I want to give them.
I wouldn't want to,
chance.
but like in the scenario that they're a
They're
good
like,
person, I've helped them the most I can. If they're a bad person, I'm kind of screwed either way. Right?
Yeah.
True.
So it's the best case scenario, I think. Not for me, but for
Having
like.
your cake and eating half of it.
That's how that expression goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
The end.
The end. That is the end of the questions we have today. This was a very fun episode.
Yeah, I love this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got sweaty palms.
Are we
Your
ready?
palms are supposed to be at the end of the episode. You haven't really thought.
It's
So.
like, whew.
Also boiling today. That'll be part of it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Oh, is this the thing?
It's a thing.
It's a thing.